listen, Will Campbell's a 22-year-old kid. So when he gives up 14 pressures in a Super Bowl and he knows listen, this offensive line group in New England, it was reported in the Boston Herald leading up to the game, they fine each other money if their name gets mentioned by the coaches or in any meetings. They offensive linemen want to remain anonymous, and when you get basically christened by a defense like the Seahawks did, really the phrase that I've picked up in the 20 some odd years I've been around football all the time. I think Marshall Faulk was the first one to use the phrase. They call it it's your birthday when you get punched like that. It's your birthday, lit up. It's your birthday, and it was a brutal day for him. And the fact that he didn't speak to the media, when I heard that he didn't speak to the media, I was like, I get it. But he did face the music yesterday, and this was him talking about his night, and I kind of dig the accountability that you hear from him from this LSU Tiger with his drawl.
When I get emotional, I tend to have no mind, and that's not the way that I need to approach this thing. And like I said, I know myself, and if I would have spoken after, I would have said something that I didn't need to say. So I slept on it. I watched it. I know what I got to get better at and move on.
Right? Can you blame him? Listen, I know we in the media want to hear afterwards,
but
not
at all.
Like, if he's emotional and he's going to say something, listen, we say, Susie and I do to our kids all the time, like self-help, self-care. Like, you don't want us to tell you what to do all the time. So recognize what you need to do for yourself and do that. Right? What
I don't want to be that guy, but right now someone's sitting at home watching this going, yeah, but not everyone else is afforded that same opportunity to go home.
I know.
They've got to come up with something.
I got it.
The mics and the phone.
I know. You have a bad show. There's nobody here, with a camera, but that is what you get when you are part of the National Football League. I get it. I'm and you're, delivering grace in your own way. I'm doing it as well. The online world is something, certainly a 22-year-old, it's difficult to avoid. This is what he had to say about the online criticism.
It comes with the job when you don't perform. Obviously, I was picked high, paid a lot, so people expect a certain thing, and I expect more of myself. So whenever I don't perform, I don't expect, everyone to be like, it's okay, buddy. Obviously it sucks, but it doesn't suck for anyone more than it sucks for me.
Okay.
That's true.
I don't mean to laugh, but it is when you put it in such plain spoken way.
He's getting
roasted.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was asked about what does he need to do to get better, being asked to self-scout here.
I don't think one performance defines a season. I think I did some good things this year. Obviously, there's room for growth in every aspect of my game. I'm 22 years old. I have a lot of room for growth in every aspect as a player, as a leader, whether that's strength and conditioning, pass protection, run blocking, whatever it might be. I have growth for everywhere. I'm young. I'm learning. I got a great coaching staff around me. I got great veterans around me. So I'm grateful for that, and I'll be ready to go when we get back.
He seemed to be holding back. Listen, it's going to be on that coaching staff and those veterans to rally around him to make sure he doesn't go in the wrong direction. He's a talented kid. You don't just get drafted top 5 without being talented. He just played in his worst game in the biggest game, and his greenness got exposed in front of the second largest viewing audience in the history of the National Football League, and it cannot be easy to process that. And so it's going to be up to his quarterback and his teammates and his coaching staff to rally around him. And every single time Will Campbell, I've had experiences being handed a cardboard box and also being told by the people who, used to own this place that we're done here with the show. And each time we've come back stronger. Every time. Failure is not the end. It's just the beginning. That's the way I look at it. And by the way, the people who handed me the cardboard box have given us this first hour of the show here in the spot where we used to be owned by the people here. That's true. You know what I mean?
What a wild ride.
You know what I mean? Honestly, I just made it about myself. I understand that, but it's just my own experience to express to a 22-year-old. That sucked. Obviously, it did not suck for anybody more than you, as he just said. But it'll just make you stronger.
But the people have had his back. Mike Vrabel said yesterday, he's our guy. I'm sticking by him. He's our left tackle. Morgan Moses dapped him up and said, look, he's a young kid. He's extremely talented. He's going to get better.
Right.
What Mark Schwer said yesterday, Mitchell Schwartz online talked about it. Look, it's just a technique thing. Just improve, get better, have a good offseason, and come back stronger next year. And I've had some fun kind of saying, the Pats should have done this and not taken him, whatever. But, he's going to be good. He's a cornerstone of the offensive line. Talked about the emotion. You saw it when he got drafted, talking about I will live and die to protect Drake May. And that's the kind of guy you want out there. And, until he got injured this year, he was having a really good season.
I know I just went higher register, but he was.
He mentioned how he had a stint on IR, but he did tear a ligament in his knee, he said. So when that's healthy and he's fully back in August, it's, rock and roll.
I'm with you. But it's going to be up to that front office to surround more on the line if needed. It's going to be up to that coaching staff and those veterans to basically say, don't go south.
Yep.
And put into practice the words you just said, that this one game will not define me. This one game will not define me. And I always feel that one of the greatest teaching tools in life is failure. It really is. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.